No, and I'm streaming on YouTube. Try to get me to do fancy shit.
I don't have your YouTube.
I'm easy to
Just
find.
dude, just
Guppy Cur.
Guppy Cur YouTube. That's all
Oh
I
my
just googled.
god.
Yeah.
I know I'm following him, but it was easier for me to Google it.
Let's see.
And the delay.
Yeah. And don't be doing no comments because I don't have another monitor up looking at it. Oops, little overkill.
Oh, I like that house on the left there, Gup.
That's gonna be spiders.
Hmm.
I think spiders. Maybe cerulean. No, that's... Where am I at? That's spiders. That'll be ceruleans. I'll give you the tour. Community house, which keeps on getting destroyed every time we look at it. Spider shack. Community forge and kiln and all that bullshit. He's House of Madness. He hasn't finished yet. Cerulean over there.
Ours isn't this fancy, but I am working on the defenses.
Well, the fence actually is worthless during the forest shaking, the Horde Night thing, because they spawn inside. But it works for the most part. Otherwise, this is a Dread's bullpen. The House of Mum. My current house. My old house. Speaking of which, I might as well go get the bees. A missing boat. Mom.
I lost it.
Fucking Christ.
Oh, that's a nice little bridge there.
What am I here for? Oh yeah, the bees.
Oh, you got them all like that, and
They're happy. Check them out.
huh?
I know, right?
We had to separate ours, otherwise, because they weren't producing the honey.
Yeah, I don't know. I get 4 each, so I'm good for 24
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, it's 4, but like
And
ours are spread out. We
one
only have
thing-
3 of them so
One thing I
far.
had to do is I had to raise them. They did not like being on the ground. Once I raised them, they were fine.
See, ours are just on the ground. Like I have them like by our interior wall.
Put them on a little platform.
Yeah, because it said, oh, they don't have enough room. I'm like, oh, all right. Just kept having to move them.
Fucking, where's my other leather? Problem with 2 bases, I don't know where my leather's at. I don't know where anything's
Did you
at.
guys find your trader yet?
No.
We finally got the symbol on our map when we went to go find the elder.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Lucky
we'll
bastard.
have to make a trek there. We haven't been there yet, and I'm gonna have to, take material so I can put a portal nearby.
I accidentally deleted my symbol for the Elder, but luckily I knew the general direction. Garbage.
Yeah, we found a copper vein near the a little bit close to the elder. I don't know if it's just random like that or that's part of it, but
Yeah, I got a couple of copper veins up there. The Dark Forest, we haven't had any problem finding copper.
yeah, we have. Like we're literally outside a dark forest biome.
Mining and carrying it's a different experience, but finding it not so bad. Like I'm already maxed out on everything I can until I get iron.
Yeah, we're not quite there because the lack of copper, but we're getting there. The only thing that sucks is you can't take metal through the portal.
Yeah, that makes it a nice walk.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
So it's like, okay, well, we'll set up a portal here. All right. We'll take everything else back. What we need is a cart. I think a cart would help. Haven't made that yet.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you have to have a path for the cart, because some of the terrain's just not going to cut it with a cart.
Right, but then if you have your hoe, you can make the path as you go.
Yeah, but can you imagine cutting through some of those, just having to break down the boulders and the trees, and some of that forest gets pretty thick.
Yeah.
I'm only just now recently
trees?
figuring out farming.
Yeah, I got some carrots planted. Unfortunately, you can't grow raspberries or blueberries yet.
No, but they seem to respawn, so where the fuck did I put it?
Yeah. Apparently, the copper veins are supposed to respawn after a long period of time.
Oh,
too.
really? Interesting.
That's what my buddy told me. I didn't fact check it yet, but I'm like, huh. I
How
mean,
does
it'll
that
probably
make
be. I don't know.
Like the plants respawning is a good thing because that's what I added in one of my mods for my 7 Days to Die was respawning.
Well, that makes sense. You know,
Like corn regrows and it just makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But like, rocks reappearing and stuff like that.
No, that
Like
doesn't-
my Alpha 15 server went over 4,500 days, and I didn't reset anything. I didn't, that's it. That's the world.
I definitely have fewer of these than what I started with.
And I have seen a lot of people in here trying to mod rocks, breaking down into rocks again. So, or ores breaking down into ores again. I'm like, I don't understand why. Why do you need unlimited ore? Isn't that part of the game? Finding it,
Yeah,
Right. Finding it, mining it, wasting your time with it.
definitely
Building a nice-
here.
building a nice mine.
Right. I always had fun in 7 days building my mine.
Yep. Even when it was quote hard.
Well, you know what?
That's-
They made it a little bit less resourcey from, I think, 16 to 17 because you could just dig in the ground and you're just like, oh, here's iron, here's lead. It's like, all right, you're just digging and you get this shit. Now it's like you got to find the vein.
I don't really like the additive of having the ore on top showing you where it is.
Exactly.
I don't like that. I mean, like, they didn't need to do that.
Well, remember, they're nerfing it for new players.
And for the console port.
That's not going to come until after PC goes gold unless they change their mind.
Yeah, but still gonna come.
Yeah, but you got to remember, anytime they tweet an update, all the console pheasants come out and like, "Where's my update?"
Yeah.
And like, well, if you would take like 30 seconds to read about what happened, then you would know you're not getting an update for a while.
I'd almost feel sorry for them, except for they play console, so fuck them.
Exactly. But they're a bunch of crybaby bitches.
Pretty much.
Like, I just saw Space Engineers with Xbox and PC is going cross-platform with the latest
I try
update.
to tell people, go to PC, you'll never switch back. You never will.
Yep.
I went back into PC gaming. Like, I had, PC, what you would call PC, for a few years. And then I started back in 2011, like, all right, time to build my own shit. And it was done by like 2016, like with upgrades and everything else where I didn't need to add anything. And that lasted me. And now, 2019, I built a new machine. That'll be good for another 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's what I built mine.
I went out, got the Ryzen 9 3900. It was supposed to be the day it released, and they ran out, so I had to wait 2 days to go back and say, hey, this is in stock.
No way, I did mine in 2018.
Yeah.
Because I had
Yeah,
a Ryzen 7.
Yeah, I purposely waited, because I'm like, oh, it's coming out in July. I'm going to wait.
I had the 3700 at.
Oh, that's a good one.
64 gigs of RAM, 2 NVIDIA GTX 1080s.
Yeah, I had a 1080 on my old machine. With the new machine, I have 1 terabyte NVMe for the C drive, and then 3 2.5 1 terabytes span rated for everything else like games and stuff. The only moving parts are the fans
Why only ones?
because 2s were expensive. It cost me $90 a pop for the 1 terabytes for the 2.5s. and then I got the RTX 2070.
No, but why
And
only terabytes? Not like with 4 terabytes. 'Cause 4
SSDs?
terabytes. Oh, SSDs. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm talking
SSDs.
about flatter drives.
No. I have a server. My Unraid server is running a 3950X with 128 gigs of RAM and about 81 terabytes.
Jesus.
And I have, well, one of my drives just took a shit on me, so I'm replacing that with a 16 that's coming in tomorrow. And then if we get the Biden bucks, I'm going to get a couple more. And then I have a 3 terabyte to replace, and then I have a couple drives that are giving me a warning, so I'll switch at least one of them out. But I mean, I run my 7-day servers off it, I run CSM off it, I run Plex and its accompanying software off of it.
Flex is
It is.
That's
Most of
what I
my,
got.
well, most of my, I have 36 terabytes used, and about 31 of it is movies and TV shows.
Because I just recently bought an HP ProLiant server.
Yeah, this is this has all platter drives except for the cache drive.
Put Zen on it so I can run virtual machines. I have all my different servers and everything on it.
Yeah, I'm using Unraid. I can just create virtual machines as long as I have the ISO for the operating system. Everything's simple. There's no real configuration. If I need a drive, I shut down I have to pre-clear it. I shut down the array, I add it in, and then it does its thing. And then once it's done that, whatever terabytes it is just gets added, and then it just splits it among there. I have a 16 terabyte parity drive.
Did that come with your machine?
What?
That ability?
No, it comes with the software. It comes with Unraid.
Unraid. I've never used Unraid.
Unraid.net, dude.
Oh.
It's awesome. I just actually had to upgrade to the top of the line. I got the middle one. It was up to 12 drives or something like that.
I'm using Box for my Zen. It's pretty nice. Very nice interface.
Yeah, I would check out the website. I mean, I think I paid $90 initially for the license, and I think that was up to 12 drives. So it's parity, that's your cache drive, and then whatever's in the array. But it's all software based. So you don't have to have the RAID controller or anything like that. You don't have
to have that with Zen either.
Okay. But everything's done in container. Everything's in container. So there's a plugin called Community Apps. I just look for what I need, and boom. I'm running 7 days, 2 different instances. I'm running Valheim here, CSMM, self-hosting that. Like I said, the Plex, LiDAR, radar, sonar, Omni, or Ombi. What else do I have running off of there? I'm running Nginx Proxy Manager and DuckDNS for a reverse proxy, MariaDB, Nextcloud, Code Server.
What do you do for a living?
I actually work in sales. I sell electrical supplies for a distributor. I went, however, over 1998, 23 years ago, I went to school to be a network engineer.
You sound like a server engineer, like what I used to do.
Well, that's what I went to school for, was network administration and design implementation. But then again, that was NT4.
I did software development and server engineering.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn Python, but...
That's fun.
Well,
awesome.
See, the thing is, I've been trying to learn the code since 1997, 98. And my brain doesn't wrap around the abstract well.
Start with JavaScript.
I actually backed the thing on Kickstarter for Python, and the guy's written the book very well. It's just that I haven't had time to read it. I got to chapter 4, which was strings. I think chapter 5 is arrays. but it's written in a way I can understand. It's not like the dummies book where, you know, it's like, hey, you're a retard. We're going to explain it this way. It's actually well written for normal people to understand it without not being talked down to, but being it dumbed down and oversimplified.
I think Python's the most versatile scripting language out there.
So that's,
I feel.
and that's kind of why I decided I have books on, I have a book on Java, C#, SQL, actually, yeah, Java. I got 2 books on Java, Python, SQL, C#. Like I couldn't decide what I wanted to learn, but I would never put this on my resume because I don't want to be a coder.
Python's like .NET before .NET existed.
Okay.
It's the same concept because it's like you script it and it goes into a like pre-code form where it's not, and then it actually turns it into sort of an executable as it runs it. So
Right.
that's what the exact same thing .NET does. So you don't have to actually have to compile your code prior to running.
Right. It compiles as it goes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to learn Java is I wanted to create a program or an app that runs pretty much on anything. So it's not like, oh, well, you need to do this for iOS or you need to do this for, you know, OS2. What's that?
OS2.
Python that does it now though.
Right. But what
Everything.
yeah, I want a little bit better interface than Python. So I have an Atari VCS. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
Mm-mm.
So 3 years ago, Atari decided to come out with a new console. It's not meant to compete with like PS5 or Xbox or anything like that. The design is based on the 2600, and it's basically a mid-level computer. It's got a Ryzen 1660 in
Atari
there.
business?
Yeah. They never went out. It's just that they went to game development.
I didn't know that. I really
Like
didn't.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, and so what they did was they came out with this new. They put on Indiegogo, and it hit $3 million in the first day, or no, it was $3 million by the end of the campaign. But there were so many people backing it on Indiegogo, it crashed the site.
Wow.
Yeah, so it took 2.5 years maybe to get it. It was supposed to be out June of 19, right? Yeah. And then Ryzen came out with new chips, and they said, hey, listen, you want to use our new chips? And then Atari's like, well, yeah, so that ought to be a 6-month delay. So December of 19. So then, you know, they had like some design issues that they were working out. Chinese New Year hit, and then COVID hit. So all the factories and supply chain was shut down. So they finally shipped out in December of 20. You know, the backers got the 8 gigs of RAM. It's got a 32 gig eMMC on it for the Atari OS. And it has a M2 SATA slot inside. So I got it. I updated the OS, and then I threw in 32 gigs RAM and a 1 terabyte M2 SATA. And then I have a 1 terabyte NVMe in an external case in the USB 3 port to run Ubuntu with RetroArch. So it's a nice little piece of hardware. I mean, it's not going to run like Cyberpunk, but most of your mid-level PC games it'll run. I mean, if you want, you can throw Windows on an external drive or Linux or whatever, Steam OS, you know, whatever you want to do. But, you know, I still have my original Atari 2600, so it's kind of like nostalgic for me.
I still don't understand why I haven't used Steam OS. And
Well,
my main education back is back in Linux, so ever since I was a kid, that's what I started with. I started with Gentoo Linux when I
with
was
what?
Gentoo Linux when I was 18,
Okay.
or Gentoo, however people pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, I back in the day, I used SUSE for a little bit. I used Debian for a little bit. Slackware for a while. I used Red Hat, and I'm like, no, this is like using AOL. I need to get away from this.
I settled on Debian as a desktop.
Yeah, Debian's pretty good. Right now, if I install Linux, I just use Ubuntu because it's easy. I don't want to go and configure Mint or Arch when it has issues, and
I love Mint. Mint's my favorite.
so I just now that I'm older, I want it to fucking work.
Hmm.
Guppy understands.
Yeah, you
I
get
just
old
feel
and
like
just don't want to fuck with it stuff anymore.
I feel like
Exactly.
Ubuntu though has gotten bloated. Just it's gone the way of like Windows. It's just too much stuff, and
Yeah, I could see that. It's just
it was great back in the day. I loved it back then. It was one of those simple you install, done, great, cool, good to go. And but now it's just feels too bloated to me.
yeah, I can understand that. I mean, this is why I don't buy PCs. I build them. I will never buy a store-bought PC ever again. Now, that's not to say I might not buy a server off of eBay for, $160 and upgrade the shit out of it. But, because I have a rack server sitting in my dining room, like, collecting dust now.
My HP Pro Lite only cost me 180, and it
That's
came
not
with a
bad.
drive.
I got a Super Micro 1U that had two E20. No, what was the processor? I
And I
forget. It
bought
was
it
in
on eBay.
Yeah. I got mine off of eBay, but it was one. It was like 160 or best offer, so I went in at 120, and he's like sold, and it was like $40 for shipping. And then it came with 32 gigs of RAM and dual core Xeon E something processors that were shit. So I bought upgraded processors, and they came in before the server came in. So I put them in. Eventually I ended up maxing out the RAM at 192 gigs, and then maxing out the processors with X3690, 3690, 5690, 5690s, and now it just collects dust.
That's a waste of a machine.
Well, here's the thing: I was using that until I decided to go with Unread.
Can you stick GPUs in that one?
Um, no.
Ah, bummer. You could use it for mining.
Yeah, I wouldn't anyway because it sucks power like a whore. But no, I got my money's worth out of it. I mean,
Isn't
it's the
Bitcoin like $30,000 now though? So like all the other altcoins are going way up. So it might be worth the power. I don't know.
uh, Bitcoin last time I checked was like 39 grand. If you can get a full Bitcoin.
47. Holy shit, it's going up.
It's up to 47,000 now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I had all my Bitcoin on an exchange that got hacked, and
Oh,
I'm so pissed. I had $600 at the time of it worth of Bitcoin, and I went, well, oh well, that's only $600, so whatever. So what? I
yeah,
mined, so I didn't actually lose money that I had actually spent.
yeah. A friend of mine, a former friend of mine, years ago bought like I think 5 or 10 Bitcoin when it was real cheap. I think he bought it. It was like $500 each. So if he still has it, he has a hell of an investment. I mean, that
Well,
hits 50 grand. I'd cash out and be like, yo,
it was
sell it.
Cryptopia, and they just finally are done with the liquidation part, and they say all the Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrencies that were on their system are now actually ownership of the company. So we do have the ability to get it back. So I had to fill out a claims form, and hopefully I'll get it back. Hey, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's like
that's it.
quadrupled in the amount of time, if not
Yeah,
more, since I bought it. Not bought it. I was mining Zen
yeah,
and traded it for Bitcoin.
right.
Now I'm actually kind of mad. I'm like, man. But hey, maybe I would have sold it then. So if I do get it back now,
I'll pay for that operation you might need.
yeah. I told my wife if I do get it, I'm still going to keep it for another like 5 years, see what happens. I'm not even going to sell it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm seriously contemplating getting back into mining now because of how good it is doing. It's like, because I stopped when it was going way low. So it wasn't even worth the power. Now, I mean, with my two 1080s and my daughter has a RX 470 and my wife has a 1080, I have a couple other AMDs sitting around, not doing anything.
Oh, I think I saw something about RPi cluster for bit mining. I mean, they're cheap enough. Did you guys hear about the woman who used Gorilla Glue on her hair because she thought it was gel?
Yeah.
And now she's suing them because it
How
specifically
stupid
did not.
can you be?
She's suing them because it specifically didn't say don't use on hair, but it says don't come in contact with skin or clothes.
Can't legislate stupidity.
No,
exist
growing
no
up,
matter
my
what.
friend's mom got a curling iron one year, and the instructions said do not use while sleeping. So I want to know who the asshole was that used it while sleeping. Alexa now has a shower speaker.
We should send her a thing that says, "Here's your sign."
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the area of the workshop when you put the work table, you put it down is like oblong. Like, I don't know what's up with that.
I think you're in trouble, Guppy.
He's got
I'll be
54
alright.
health. He's okay. 55. He just needs some stamina.
Can't go through the portal because you got something up.
I already unequipped that. I just want to take these
You
little
did?
fuckers out because these actually attack your shit. Like, ooh, player-made object. We're gonna go ahead and destroy it.
Yeah,
So
they like the workstation. They like attracted by the lights.
That's
Now-
a cool mechanic.
my base is way to fuck over here, right? They will fucking attack here even if there's nobody there. If I'm way to fuck up here. But yeah, this is the world.
Yeah, they're assholes. That's a 10K map.
Yeah,
I mean,
just like
I mean,
7 Days
it's-
is now sort of. I don't fucking
well,
know.
well, here's the thing. You know, these guys are using low graphics with
Yeah, check it out.
light tricks and some other stuff. It's a
Let's fucking
10K
pixels that.
map, and there's almost no lag to it.
Look at the pixels. I mean, it's just Minecraft graphics, but they use shading processing like so it looks good at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, that's weird. Yeah, that's good. Wow.
like up close it looks like shit, but if you zoom out a little bit, it looks pretty good.
Yep.
hmm
I think it's better than Minecraft, honestly.
Oh, it
But-
is.
That's a smart way to balance.
They
Right.
got a lot of mechanics that 7 Days used to have, or 7 Days should have. So it's like this is kind of reminiscent for a lot of us.
Yeah.
You get to go
Oh.
back and remember.
Guess how big the download is for the game?
3 gigs.
Half a gig.
Yeah.
What?
It's 558 megs.
No.
Yeah. I saw that downloaded and I'm like, is that the full game or is that like the install file? It's like
So-
558 megs.
Run in 2 servers, each at 1.8 gigahertz. I mean 1.8 gigs. So not bad at all.
What for RAM?
Yeah.
Yeah,
1.8
so it's 3
1.8
gigs of
gigs.
RAM, yeah.
Yeah, for 2
Sure.
servers.
My 4 days uses 4.
Yep.
My 7 days uses 4.
My
Shit.
dead matter uses 12.
Yeah, my medieval mod uses 12.
Yeah. That's the mod. That's not including, what 7 days uses for the 8 gigs. I feel bad for people who need to download and install that if they got 16 gigs of RAM.
Fuck them. I got
Exactly.
32. That's all I care about.
I got
No, it
64.
still loads on my 12 gigabyte laptop. Not well, and I would never think about going to the city, but it still works. So good enough. Give people informed consent. That's all I can do.
Yep. Like, hey, warning, this, have more than 16 gigs of RAM to play my mod.
Yeah. That's fucking.
That really should be the bare minimum of what people are putting on their machines now anyway.
If you have a gaming machine, you should not have less than 16 gigs, and even that, I consider that light. I wouldn't go less than 32.
Here's the best part of the game, in my opinion.
The weather?
Let me get to a good spot.
Yeah.
It's not even. These aren't even big swells.
Yeah, rain actually affects your structures and stuff. So it actually damages it and it makes it look weathered.
Yep. Like, let's see. Let me find a piece
You gotta
that's
repair
broken.
it.
Trying to find a piece that's broken enough that it looks weathered, but I don't really have any. But
Yeah,
yeah, it'll actually turn gray. Some of the panels will start sticking up, and it's a really cool effect.
Yeah, it's much easier to see when it's sunny out, and not torrential downpouring.
You were asking about the waves of my trench. Yeah.
Did you ask if it was moddable?
Yeah.
It's not moddable yet.
No, they don't.
No.
They
They don't
they're
support
not
modding
planning on it. Unfortunately.
because they're assholes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, maybe down the line we can kind of like convince them.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Just they're not gonna necessarily support it.
Yeah.
But like when you're in a boat, these swells, you actually rock with the boat. Like if you're one end of the boat will tip. I mean, it's really really well done physics-wise.
What
Yeah.
engine do you use?
It's Unity.
This is also Unity?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why.
this is completely voxel.
Someone's gonna mod it.
It's actually not
Someone's
voxel.
gonna get
It's a baked terrain that gets rebaked after you make a change to it. Stompy was looking into the code.
If it's yeah, it'll be on C#. So then yeah.
Yeah, I've already gotten all the asset files, but they look like shit in Unity because they really are low texture.
Yeah.
There's just so much post processing done.
Somebody's gonna create some sort of second-hand scripting to it.
So
Third-party scripting.
you'll see this in
Yeah,
a second.
there'll be something. It's just not the developers aren't supporting it to make it easy.
Correct.
But yeah, apparently people have already been, had Harmony open and looking into it already.
Like I'm log rolling right now.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll be doing when I get it. I'm gonna check
Yeah, it's just such an awesome game. I'm loving it. I was working from home the last 2 days, and like right around like 3 o'clock, we get dead, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna play some of this. So I was playing this while I was working yesterday and today. I wasn't really out adventuring. I was just doing working on resource gathering and increasing base defenses. I see you guys. Have you guys tamed any animals yet, Gup?
Yep.
The boars.
Yep.
So how did you do that?
Mom's the one who's been doing it, but basically you let them chase you, then you lock them up in like a little area, and then you start throwing food at them. Oh, Mom's online right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Throw a carrot at its head. Here you go.
I tamed a gecko.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
And a gecko.
Where you boar at, dude?
He's gonna have him save 15% on his car insurance.
He's gonna break through that fucking fence, and I'm gonna laugh.
No, I've been checking them. It's not doing almost any damage.
But basically, you run into a thing, and then you outrun them and shut the door on them,
With
and
the
then you
neck,
feed the boars.
with the neck, it doesn't work. You have to do it with the board.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. The boars are the only thing tameable so far.
Where's your boar
Yeah,
pin
they're
at?
gonna- They're gonna follow you. You have to have the pen like already, and just miss one spot, right? So you make him follow you, gets inside, then you close that, and once he's in there, he's gonna be pissed off for a while.
And then when it calms down, you can feed it.
Does this mean you have a bunch of meat I could
No,
use?
you have to throw food all the time. Like he's gonna be pissed off, but it's gonna start eating, and it's gonna lower the.
Does this mean you have some extra meat I could have?
Oh what?
You have any extra meat I could have?
I have actually 4 pieces of meat, but if you wanna.
You have a
take
boar
one of my
pen.
piggies,
No.
just 1, 2, 3, 4. We can kill 2, I think.
I'll go.
Yes.
I'll go get some deer because it's easy enough.
Don't take my gecko. I don't know actually if you can kill the piggies.
You want another gecko? One right outside your gate.
Yeah, you can kill the piggies. Oh, you didn't give me shit.
Here, I'm gonna give you a present.
You gave me nothing.
Come on.
You seen what I did? Look.
There.
Oh yeah, friend.
There you
Oh,
go.
but wait.
Have fun.
I don't have
You
any.
put it in there and leave him.
Alright, gecko's gone. I made the bronze sword.
You did? How's it
Yeah.
compared to a mace?
I know it looks cool, and I made the plates. Also,
Fuck
bronze
my mace
plates.
at. The mace does 47 blunt.
I only made the. But
Did-
it's 200, right?
I don't know. Yeah, no, the mace is one-handed. That thing I gave at Dredden is two-handed. The thing that starts with the letter A.
So the sword makes. What the fuck is 40 knockback?
Yeah, so I got my knockback is 80 for the mace, but I'm also level 2 mace. No, level 3.
This is level 1.
That's what I need to get as a mace. I've got very good on my axe though.
Stop messing with my shit. Would you break over here, motherfucker? Always after my torches.
I'll have to think about buying this game.
No thinking
I'll
about
have
it.
to
You should
buy
do
2
it.
copies.
Just do
Oh,
it.
kill my workbench, motherfucker.
You don't
If
think
I play
about it.
My wife's gonna play it.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
All right, so it's $40.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you need to go down to the train station with a brown paper bag for a few hours, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Or an open mouth. I
not
mean,
that
you
they
know.
don't have it. I'm very picky about how I play.
I promise you, this game is actually worth it. It really is.
It's worth it. Even if you only get 20 hours out of it, you spend $1 an hour. I mean, seriously.
And it's just worth it.
1 million copies in a week. And they've already released the roadmap for what they're going to do for 2021. It's just names and stuff, so I don't know exactly how that equates to telling us what they're actually going to do, but they have a plan.
Yeah, for additional worlds, I saw that.
After the Fallout 76 fiasco, I had a really hard justify paying full price for games.
Oh, I caught that on sale. In fact, I played that for a free weekend for like, I don't know, 16 or 18 hours, and then picked it up for like $20, and then played that for a little bit, and then got pissed off the inventory management system because that's what the game became.
I bought it when it first came out, and I was
Oh,
like,
you're a sucker.
yes.
Yeah, this isn't that.
No, it's not.
I was like, oh crap, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not buying any game unless it's 50% off or more anymore. It's not doing it.
I mean, I backed 3 copies of Dead Matter, and it's practically unplayable until they at least release the next patch. I mean, the server just idling took up 12 gigs of RAM. Just
I think
idling.
I bought 12 or 13 copies at least now of 7 Days to Die for people.
Oh, I'm not that high. I'm probably about 8 to 10. Because what happened was we were playing ESO, and like we kind of like beat the core game, and like the DLCs really weren't out yet or anything. So it's like, all right. And then I saw my buddy had 7 Days on his wish list, and it was a sale. It was like 2 for like $15.96. all right, I'll pick up the
66
2-pack.
But it's 66% off. Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. Whatever it wasn't at 66% off when I bought it back in 2016. So I got it July of 2016. Started running my own server September of 2016. So I bought the 2-pack. And it's like, all right. And then I don't know if I bought it from one of my other friends or he bought it himself, but it was on. I might have bought it because it was on sale for like $9.99. Like, all right, And then since then, I've given out like another, 6 or 7 copies. So I'm like, you need to play this game. And now it's like, well, TFP fucked it up.
Yeah.
Alpha 17 was great for modding and not good for anything else.